Okay, well, you guys work on that, and I'm going to call up the next person. How about value of talent? Who's going to do value of the talent?
Chris.
Chris.
Go.
Chris, Braga. Anybody?
All of us. Chris was going to. You're going to do what?
I'll back you up.
Okay.
Local solar.
All right. So what we covered, frankly, it didn't quite turn out to be what we planned it would be. But then this is an unconference, and so maybe that was the way it was supposed to be. If that made any sense at all. And if it didn't, that's fine too.
Unpresentation of the unconference.
But what we got into, other than beating up on the Sofitel one more time, was that some of us are really pissed off here. Was that what we boiled this down to was that the value of talent matters to organizations depending on what their business objectives are, and depending on what you're trying to accomplish. You're going to value certain things more than others. I think, and I appreciate Cindy's input on this, that we boiled it down to there are three things which are really seem to be critical in terms of measuring talent if you're going before the C-suite or anyone else, where you want to really articulate what you're trying to get out of talent or why it has value. First of all, the extent to which particular jobs require knowledge, creativity, things of that nature versus hard skills. Some things which are perhaps extremely soft skills, hard to find, hard to quantify. Hard skills, once you're trained, easier to measure, easier to keep up to date, that sort of thing. Also, to what extent is there in an employee, the contribution that they make, how much of that is controllable by them versus environmental factors or things which are simply structural elements in their job. And then finally, what's the timeline? What's your investment horizon in a particular employee? How long do you need that position to have value? That essentially correct what we had. We also identified a number of other variables that may be relevant to certain companies or certain employees in certain situations, such as what's the percentage of payroll consumed by certain groups of employees, what's the volume of employees or the scale in a particular organization, any measures of innovation, certain individual attributes like character, loyalty, raw intelligence, networking or the value of individual networks internally and externally, which again varies by job. Big one, the desire or passion that someone brings to a job. Again, may be significant in certain cases or not. The motivation they have for the job, obviously the output they produce, their ability to learn, and also things like productivity or performance that they have. And all of these would be varyingly important to various people in various jobs, and depending on what you're trying to accomplish in what time frame. That was the essence of it. Chris, you want to add something?
I think the core message for us.
Do you want to use this?
I think the core kind of message that was coming out of our conversation was that as an organisation, be you recruitment or HR, whoever owns the recruitment function, that it is critical that you're working with your CEO to understand what the business drivers are, so that you're constantly measuring, if you have a way of calibrating and measuring your talent, to understand what is important for you in terms of what you're measuring at that particular moment in time. Because in 6 months' time, it might be completely different. And if so, you're looking for the wrong things. You're searching for the wrong skills, you're searching for the wrong candidate base, and I certainly in my career have found myself with people that I don't need 9 or 12 months down the line. I have recruited too much of what I was told was important at that time, but wasn't calibrated 12 months downstream. And then I have to go and search for a whole cluster of talent that all of a sudden you need immediately. And you've got 30 days to deliver. So the core thing for us was really, making sure that you're connecting with the business decision makers as an HR function, and that's part of where the challenge is for many HR functions, because they're not connected to their CEOs or their C-level staff.
Yeah. I just want to add one more thing to that, is that quite frankly, if you can accomplish your business objectives without having to invest in your talent, I mean, why won't you do it? I mean, then it's not clearly something where you place as much of a premium on talent as someone who relies on that very heavily. So it's going to vary depending on what situations you're in.
I'm not up here to get you off stage. Susan actually has something she wants to show people, right?
Oh, no, but we're just going to do it when we do that.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I think we're done.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
No, no.
There's not a lot of value in this stuff.